Hi, I'm Sheila from Craftfancy, and we are getting ready to put together the Vintage Orchard page kit from 49 and Market. This is 2 layouts, so it's 4 pages. We're going to do it 1 page at a time, and here is what the cover looks like for your kit. It includes 4 pattern papers, 5 sheets of 12 by 12 laser cut elements, and 8 large pieces of ephemera. Now we have already posted a video of the homework to prepare for putting this kit together. And we have posted each page that I have gone through and numbered the elements on little notes on these pages and little notes on the pages that you're going to punch out. I've already punched out things I need for page 1, or I've pulled them from the ephemera kit right here. So go back and watch that video and do the homework before we put this together, because that took some time pulling the right pieces for page 1. And then I have, in place of photographs today, I am just using gray cardstock where it shows there are photographs. I'm using a gray cardstock. So you'll be using photographs, but I'm going to use that for today. So let's go ahead with page 1. And after you've punched all of the pieces out of the first page, you're going to see you have some elements left over for making cards or other things, or putting them on other pages to tie other pages in with these 2 layouts that you're doing. So you're going to have leftovers. So don't think that we're using all of the elements from every punch, because we are not. So page 1 here says this day right here. It's double-sided. We're not using this side. We're using this side. And I think the trickiest thing about putting this kit together was figuring out just from these photographs what layers to put where. And once in a while, I had to lift it up and tuck them in, and then permanently glue them down. Because if I permanently glue them down and I missed an element that needed to be tucked in, this glue is so good, it was difficult to pull it up after I glued it down. So I'm using a very nice detailed glue. I'm using the art glitter glue because some of these elements are really very detailed. They're finely cut. It's a great heavy cardstock. You can even hear it. It's nice for all kinds of projects. But you might want to use removable adhesive first and then glue it down second. So, you know, the old rule of measure twice, cut once. It's measure twice, place twice, and then glue once, is what I'm saying here. So on page 1, there are 2 different green leaves that you punched out. And this one we're calling 1A, and this one we're calling 1B. So for page 1, 1A and 1B. And then you're going to have this element here, and we're going to need to use part of this for page 4. So we're going to cut this yellow leaf right here and use this on page 4. So put that in your page 4 stack of things that you've prepared, and we'll use these pieces on page 1. And we also have, there's this one little leaf punch out, and we're going to use that too, instead of using that whole leaf, because it's going to get covered up. So the kit does give you the steps, what to gather, what layers to do, and we're going to try and follow along and do this together. So the first layer, I want to take the biggest pieces for page 1, and that's these pieces right here. This piece here goes on the bottom, and it's actually, you know, it's printed on the sheet. So it's going to go right where it's printed. And then you have these two tickets. And these tickets actually are going to tuck in behind this piece here. Okay, so I'm just kind of figuring out where everything goes before I put it on there. Now I need another piece, a punched out page, the element page. So on one of the other element pages, there is a piece that looks kind of like a torn notebook page with little holes in it. So we're going to find that within our elements. You can see that's on there. Give me a second. 1, 2, page 3. There are 5 die cut element pages. That's what I'm going through right now to find the piece that we need. Here it is. Okay, so we need this piece here. And this piece goes over both of these. Again, you can see on the printed paper that it's going to go here. These are going to tuck underneath. This one here, this one tucks here. So let's get those down where they need to go and then continue. So I'm going to put the tickets down first. I'm using the Scrapbook Adhesive by 3L tape runner, which I really love. Okay. And now I'm going to tuck this piece under there. See, it gives me a little wiggle room. I can lift it up and tuck that under. Lift that up, tuck that under. And then we've got this piece. Wait a second, hold on. It goes on top, not under. No, it's not up already. See, the layering is the tricky part. So it's good that I'm going to make the mistakes and then you don't have to. Let's write this one down. This is actually going on top. This piece is very lacy. So I'm just kind of adding dots of glue to hold it down. Colors are just lovely, especially for a fall page. There we go. So it goes on top. And this one's going to go on top, and then something goes over this. So a lot of layers. It's like a taco salad type layout. 7-layer salad. Take this one down. Now this one goes on top of that. Right here. Okay. Now I'm seeing some of these plant pieces sticking out. This one needs to go on. And this is, again, it's going to show just where it is showing on the printed paper. But it's got to tuck underneath here. So it's good that I just used the repositionable to get it going. So that's going to tuck under there. And now if I want it to sit right on top of the printed page, I'm just going to put a little glue underneath. I'm gluing right on where it's printed. That's where I want my piece to go. and that was 1B. And 1A is sticking out over here. So let's get 1A in there before the glue sticks down. I'll tuck this in here. Okay. So if you want to do less layers so that you have more of these elements left over to do matching pages, all of these pictures are printed on there. It's a really lovely look up close. You know, it gives it some texture and dimension. But a lot of these leaves are going to be hidden underneath your photos and other things. So you might want to just cut out the parts that show, and then you'll have pieces left over. This one is going on top. So again, I'm going to put the glue on the printed leaf here, and the rest of the leaf is going on top. It's going right here. This is the kind of rust-colored, browner colored leaf. And then we have this piece here. Now this piece kind of gets completely covered up. It's under here. So I want to use this for something else, so I'm just going to cut the one leaf off. This leaf and the smaller leaf, because they're all going to get covered up eventually. And I want some dimension, but I don't want to waste all that. Those nice embellishments. So here, this yellow one ends up sticking out over here. Right there. And there's another yellow one sticking out over here. Okay. There we go. Okay, and I think that's step 2. It's going to say step 2 on your piece, step 2. Now we're going to add more layers. So I'm seeing these 2 tags. One's going up, one's going down, and it's about here. So remember, this goes over the tag. This ticket goes over this, but under this. This ticket goes over this, but under this arrow. This ticket goes here and over the brown tag. Again, I'm just placing them before I glue them. And let's see what else is on this page. And then finally, we're going to have the frames. And your 3x3 or 4x3 pictures will go inside this frame piece. So let's get all these little pieces down now. Placed them. I'm going to give them some glue and replace them. This one's more toward the bottom here. So you refer to the layers they're showing you on their example. Place them first and then glue them. This one comes over. So I've already got some height here on this page with all these layers. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's already 7 layers under this piece, so it's already popping up. Let's get this one here. I want to place them exactly. Here. Else. Okay, and now let's put this one down. Our photographs are going to go in here at some point. But let's get the frame down now. So. I'm going to leave the sides open of this frame. And I'm just going to do these temporary so that we can eventually put photos in here. And this sits like this on the page. Let me just cut these to completely cut these out. So again, these little gray pieces, these are just placeholders. I'm not too concerned about them being the perfect size. They're just placeholders for right now. So there's going to be a photograph in here, photograph in here, photograph in here. All right. Okay, so that was step 3. First layers, more layers, final layout. So we just did the more layers. And we have a few little detail pieces left here. We've got some butterflies, some words, a bow, a heart, a button, 2 pieces of what look like washi tape, printed washi tape. They have little polka dots on them, and a sentiment that says memorable. I'm going to pop this memorable. So you've got pop dots. Let's pop this memorable because I am going to pop all of the sentiment pieces. And this happens to sit under the word memorable. So memorable is going to need to be popped a little bit. You can use your black, black foam dots or white, whatever you like. We like the dark foam dots on dark pages and white ones on lighter pages. But I'm popping that because I'm going to be popping my sentiment this day. And the kind of detail scissors I'm using right now are these are the Cutter Bee, EK Cutter Bee detail scissors. They're non-stick, so I can cut through these foam dots easily, these foam squares easily. And they don't stick to my. So I'm going to get that word there. And this is kind of tucked behind memorable, so lift it up and wiggle it around again. Get it just right. Here's day. Then we've got a little green butterfly that's going on there. Actually, that looks popped too. Let's pop that too. Sorry about that. The pictures are kind of small on the directions, so sometimes I don't catch it right away. So memorable, and we've got our little butterfly right here, this green butterfly. And then I'm seeing that tiny heart and the tiny button. Where did our tiny heart go? Tiny heart, tiny button. Oh, here they are. The little heart button goes on the bottom of the word day, over the butterfly. And the little red button goes on top of that yellow heart button. Go. Then we've got a butterfly over here on this other side. And I am going kind of quick, but I recommend that you see if you can get a little glue on the antenna of the butterfly so they don't break off. And that's going over the edge of the frame. And then there is what looks like a clothespin and a piece of yellow ribbon. This is super fine, finely cut. And that's going over the corner of the butterfly right here. So this should be, we've used all the pieces. This should be your final layout for page 1. So this is page 1 complete. Okay, now we are prepped and ready for page 2 of our layout. Page 2, we're going to put the biggest pieces down first. There are 3 of these kind of leafy elements, and I've numbered them 2A, 2B, 2C, so we know which ones we're using where. And let's get these big pieces down first. So on this page, we've got this big piece. It's going to go down right here. It's probably the easiest pieces to hit. I'm using repositionable just in case I have to lift it and tuck something underneath. And I recommend doing that, laying it out first before you finalize your glue. And then there's a piece that goes right here. And there's a piece that goes right here. And some things might be getting tucked under or over that. So let's just lay it out first. So 2A goes here, and I can see the tip of it on this printed paper, so I know how to line that up there. This is 2B, and this piece here matches right here, so that's going to go there. And this is our 2C, and this leaf here matches up over here. So again, we're going to be creating a lot of layers on this page also. And then we have this ticket, and it's going to go right over those leaves. So now we figured that out. Let's get those pieces down. It's my detail glue. So this is going to create some depth and dimension. But if you look at the final layout, you may want to cut some of these leaves off and use them in a different project or on a different page because they will be covered up. I'm using them all today for the ease of just helping you figure this kit out, putting it together. But I think I would probably cut some of these pieces off so I could use them on a different page, a matching page for this similar album. here, this one here. This ticket. Okay. Step 3. Step 3, we're going to punch out that frame. So there is an element page that has a frame with 4 parts in it where photos can go. And that's the next piece that's going to go down. So if you don't like those little burrs when you punch something out, most of these come out clean without a little burr, but a little nail file or a little piece of sandpaper will take those burrs right off of that cardstock, that paper. This is heavy paper. It's kind of a cross between a paper and a cardstock. So this is going to go on this page. Make sure that's the right way. One up, one down. Here's my grade pieces. These are all 3x3 pictures. Will be 3x3 spaces here. And it looks to me like that is it for step 3. So let's get that down. If you want to put your pictures in later, you probably should use the repositionable adhesive and not glue the frame on all 4 sides, or leave one side open and glue it later after you get your photographs in. So placeholders for these photos. Okay, so that completes this step right here where it says more layers. And now we're going to do the final layout. I'm going to layer all kinds of goodness here. You have a large apple piece that goes down in the bottom right-hand corner. Here. We have a little bushel of apples. And that goes on the left side. What about here? And then we've got a butterfly, a bow, and the word harvest. I'm not going to pop the butterfly. The butterfly is going to get tucked in behind the bushel. Right there. The harvest, the word harvest goes on. Right there. And the bow goes on top of everything. So it's a little green lacy bow. And it goes on this side right here. Now on the bottom, I want to pop the word goodness. I'm using little squares and I'm cutting them to the size that I need. But these foam dots, these foam dimensional pieces come in different sizes, and you can get smaller sizes and you can get strips, and you can buy this foam on a whole reel and cut as needed. So it might go a little quicker for you. So I'm popping the word goodness right over the bottom of my apple here. Then we have the word autumnal. And that actually is sitting on top of the bottom of the word goodness. So I'm gluing it to the bottom there. And then we've got a heart button, a little red heart button. That goes on the S. And a little green, round green button. It goes on top of the heart. And I think that's everything to complete page 2. And we are back and we're ready to do page 3. Page 3 has a lot of very large layers. So let's start with this piece here, which goes right here. You might want to use more tape if you're doing this for a permanent scrapbook situation. I don't use very much because this is a demo. It's not meant to last for a very long time. So use more adhesive if you want it to last a long time. Now we have 4 of these little punched out frames, and we're going to put 3 down right now. And I have my picture placeholders here. So the 4x4 goes here. The 6x3 3/4 goes here. And the 5x3 3/4 goes here. Those are the placeholders for the photos. And then I'm going to put the frames on top. So just placeholders for those photos. Photos or journaling, or maybe you just want to fill it in with more of these yummy embellishments. Get this separate. Okay. So all these little frames, there's a little key to which way they go. There's like a little stapler, printed stapler image. And if you figure out which stapler part of it goes on, match it up with the printed image, then it's easy to figure out which direction these frames go. So we've got a stapler top left, and bottom right. And then this one will be top left, but not in this particular layer. So we'll just do these layers. And the leaves on your homework documents, they are numbered 3A, 3B, and 3C for the browner leaves, and 3A and 3B for the green leaves. 4x4, oops. And I did something wrong. Yes, I did. This top left piece should have been tucked under this piece here. So that's why I used the repositionable. And there's going to be a leaf tucked under this. And it is 3A. So this is 3A, and this is going to be tucked under this piece here. So let's get 3A down. Now I can put this back here. Lining up the leaves with the printed image on the page there. Okay. Now we're going to take the 3B leaf, which is this one here. This will go right here. And the 3C, this one here, is going to be coming out right here. Got that one tucked in already. Oh, this one's on the side over here. And again, this is going to go. It looks like it's only under it's there. Okay. And then this is the frame that's going to go right here. Now see, I am looking at the directions and I'm missing this piece here because I can see it sticking out on the printed image, but I did not tuck it under because I missed it in the first direction. So again, my mistakes. You can learn from my mistakes. A lot of layers, and there's just so little of it showing that it's kind of easy to miss. But I can see that that is on there. So you can put that piece of paper in, or it's already printed on the paper. If you don't want it too thick, you don't have to put it in. There's also one right here underneath these leaves. There's another piece here. It's exactly what you see printed, and that's all that I see showing. So, you know, I might use these on a card, a matching card, and not put those on this page. It doesn't really show omissions. So that's your artistic choice, the omissions. So let's get this frame down. And then I see that there's going to be a piece that goes on top. This yellow piece will be going on top along with the butterfly. I can't find my gray cutout. Let's just use this one for now. So placeholder for right here. This is what we want to do. We're going to glue all these down. Start with the leaves. This layout, this page is just a jungle full of leaves. And again, do the homework, number the backs of your pieces. Only punch out one page at a time because otherwise it's a puzzle. If you like doing the puzzles, great. But if you just want to get on and finish your layout, then do the homework and number them ahead of time. Save you a lot of trouble. There's also this little piece that looks like black and white washi, and that goes on this layer right here. Again, this is our placeholder. Let's put placeholder right now. So, oops, I just put glue on the outside. I know this has happened to every paper crafter. You have all your pieces, either you're making a card or making a page, and everything's ready and set to go. And then when you go to put it together, there's a piece missing. I don't know where it went. I fell off the face of the earth, but I am missing my placeholder for my photograph on this page, so I'm going to use this, but I'm not going to tape it down because I need to use that on a different page. And I suppose if that's the piece that's going missing, I'm not too upset by it. So we've got this coming over here. And then we have this little butterfly. Right here. It's a little bit up. There we go. Was that everything for step 3? That looks like everything for step 3 to me. But when you put yours together, you might find something that I missed. All right, let's go to the final layer. So I have one of these little arrow tags. I'm seeing that going over the butterfly at the top of this frame. The word remember this, the words remember this over top of that tag. Collected, I want to pop. Cut that already, good for me. And because this is pre-recorded, so you can't ask questions live right now, but you can email us.
What do you mean you can't ask questions? You can ask
live.
Questions. Sure you can.
Oh, you can?
Yep, it's Brian with Craftfancy.
Oops.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, so you can ask questions all you want. It's posted live, and we will be able to answer those questions for you.
Oh, I didn't know that. This is the first time I've done it like this. Well, that's fantastic, because I was going to say, you can email and we can answer your questions.
You can email, you can text us.
If you watch it and we're not live, you can email, text, call, and we're happy to talk you through it or answer any questions that we can. Thank you for clearing that up for me. I'm a newbie, still a newbie. We're going to put the sentiment moments right underneath the little washi tape. Collected, we've popped. There's a little bird that goes on there. So the bird goes right on top of the washi. The little tail tucked under the word. And then again, there's a heart button and a round button. And the heart button is placed by remember this, and the round button goes on top of the heart button. That's kind of the theme on all 4 pages. There's a heart button and a round button. You kind of finish that page off, and that completes page number 3. And hi, we are ready now and prepared for page 4. I've laid out my elements kind of where they're going to be on the page, on the left and the right, because there is a lot to this final page, page 4 of this kit. But let's start again with the biggest pieces. So I'm seeing this as where it says gather pieces on your instructions. I'm seeing one of these, but when I look at the layout, this piece really doesn't show at all. It's in the background here. You can see maybe 1/8 of an inch of it here. But again, I think this would be a nice piece to use for a card or something. So I'm opting out on this piece right here. I'm also seeing this piece here on the things that you need to gather, but this piece doesn't show at all except for this top left corner. So do I want to use this whole thing for just the top left corner? Again, I'm opting out. You can opt in, put that down there, but I'm going to opt out of that because there are so many other pieces on this last page. So let's head into the other pieces. So like I said, if you look for where the little printed staple is on your frame pieces, that will help you put the right frame in the right place. And then we have this piece with this nice decorative edge. It looks kind of torn or worn. It has little perforations, and that's going to go down here. So let's get that one down right here. Then I'm seeing the frame that does not have any staples in it. This is the 5 by 3 3/4 frame. And I'm seeing that here. So let's get that down. Doing the placeholder for the photo. Go there. Now you have, this is the piece that we cut off of that long piece on page 1 when we started, and that is going to fit right here on this page. Go ahead and get that down. Then this green piece here, this is the piece, it's going to go right there. But this is going to tuck behind this frame. So lining it up with the printed image, tucking it behind this frame. And again, if you put your little placeholder where your photo is going to go, that goes behind. And then there's a little piece that goes right here. That layered on there. Now we have a 4 by 5. This does not have any stapled images in it. And this goes right here. Oops, the leaf goes over it, and I jumped the gun. So getting those leaves up, getting the frame down, put the leaf back. There we go. And this is going behind that, right there. So again, we have some more large leafy embellishments. We're not going to see the majority of it, so if you want to cut those down and use those on a different page, probably what I would do. I'm going to get the most out of our supplies, right? So this is going to get tucked underneath that. Again, if I have the photo on there, you wouldn't see most of that leaf. So, but this one will sit on top of it. Now we're going to do this one up here. We have the frame with the staples on the sides, top and bottom. They're on the right side and they're top and bottom. And that goes right here. This one down. And there's a ticket piece. It's right here. And then there's this piece of leaf. Fits right there. Okay, leaf 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of leaf and 3 frames. Oh, and we have this piece that looks like a torn edge with the perforations. And that piece should have tucked under this leaf here. So let's get that tucked in there. And I think we're good to go on to step 3. Step 3, more layers. I'm going to start at the top with a 4x3 frame. Oops, shifted. 4x3 frame that is going to go over all this. This has a little tiny staple on the top left, this frame here. And if this was your photo, you would go underneath here. So you might want to not glue it completely, just glue it a little bit so you can stick your photo in later. Then we have a ticket there. This is a long yellowish ticket. And this is on top of the leaf, but underneath the frame. Then there's this green ticket layer. That is over the yellow layer. And then there is this tag layer over the ticket layer. Then on the bottom of step 3, we have missing frame. Like I'm missing a frame. There is a frame piece, just like these, and it has the staples on the top, left and right, and I misplaced it. So I'm just going to put down this as a placeholder right here. So there's a white frame piece that has these staples printed at the top left and right. You can see that really clearly on your sample. I had it out here 10 minutes ago, and I don't know if it slipped underneath me, but we're going to move on because it's pretty clear to see that's not a difficult piece. All right, we have down at the bottom here, there is a sentiment that says perfect day, and that goes on top of the leaf that we've already laid down. And we have this apple piece. Again, you can just line it up with the printed image underneath. And then here's that bow, and then the heart and the button that went, the heart button and the round button that went on all the other pages. You tie all the pages in. This goes here. There's a little red heart button. It goes to the right of center of the bow. And here's the round button that goes on top of the heart. And I've already popped the word pickin' here. So I put my foam adhesive on the back. And that goes on top of all those others. Remember, there's going to be a photograph right here. And let's complete this part. So I'm going to pop this butterfly. Right there. And I'm going to pop, I think I'm just going to pop the right side of this so it lays flat on top of the butterfly. The sentiment that says remember forever. That's going right there. Okay, so that completes the last page, page 4. And we now finish that Vintage Orchard by 49 and Market page layout kit. I hope that was really fun. I think this paper is beautiful. These colors are gorgeous. It's really going to add something to an album. And also would make a nice frame 12 by 12 gift for somebody. And that's all we have for today. I'm Sheila with Craftfancy. Thank you for joining us.